Hello, art lovers. Welcome to the Art Bit. In today's edition, we are at the 2026 Women in Arts Conference at the heart of Lilongwe City. Today, we're going to be having women coming together, women in the art industry coming together. We're talking music, we're talking film, we are talking visual art, we are talking fashion, we are talking everything in between. It's an amazing time to have these women come together, table out the issues, challenges they face, as well as bringing in some policymakers to bring in a thing or two on how best we can navigate and make this art industry in our country better. My name is Chisomo Nyoenda. Please do stay with us because we're going to be having a chat with some of these women present here today. And tell another art lover that Artbit is on your screen. Department of Arts, what actually inspired you to put all this together? Because it's an amazing thing. I think most people would actually testify that they haven't seen conferences like this in a while. What was the essence of it?
All right. What I can say is, it came from a very simple but powerful observation that there's a gender imbalance in Malawi's cultural and creative sector. So we came up with a project, and the project known as the Gender Mainstreaming in Malawi's cultural and creative sector, funded by UNESCO. So we felt that women were underrepresented, right? So we felt that through this project, of course, this is the last activity in the project, by the way. We've women creatives have been received training in digital literacy, cyber laws, entrepreneurship, and even gender mainstreaming frameworks. They receive training in all that.
Yes.
So just to make sure that that in underrepresentation should at least be minimized. We should see women at the end of the day in leadership positions.
Yes.
For instance, in film, you find so many women acting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, on the screen. But behind the scenes, behind the camera, you hardly find any, yeah? There are very few who are film directors, producers, and all, right? So we want them to take leading positions, not just supporting positions, right? Yeah. And look at Malawi, the arts associations. We have 12 arts associations, and only one is led by a woman. Just one, imagine. So we want to change those things. Yes, yeah.
All right, so if we would meet again, what kind of change would you want to see in the next, say, 10 years? Because this is a very good step that you have made, and I'm sure that something good and big is going to come out of this. What kind of change would you want us to see?
As I said already, we want to see women take up positions. And also, there's another thing that we found out throughout the course of the project, that some women take a laid-back position because of cultural expectations, right? Let's say if you're a musician, you sing. If you sing at night or up to the AMs, late at night, you're perceived as loose, right?
Yes.
But we want women in the next few years to take up those positions. They should be bold.
Yes.
They should take this as an industry, a profession, right? Not just a side, like hustle. That's what we want to see. Yes. Just like any other industry. Yeah. They should be able to make money out of it, right? Earn a living out of it. They should be at the same level with their male counterparts. That's what we want to achieve. Yes.
Yeah. I understand there's a lot of speeches coming up. There's a whole panel discussion coming up. Sometimes, there's this thing, the enemy of a woman is another woman. How best are we going about this, especially through this conference, the take homes that as women also, we are the ones that should start supporting each other before the men come into the picture now.
Exactly. Yeah, if you notice, the speakers, the presenters that we have, they'll tell their stories. And we hope that those stories will inspire others, right? They'll be like a stepping stone where they'll pull the others up, not down, right? That's our belief. Because there's a presenter who will talk about how she's earning a lot out of that, right? Entrepreneurship. You see? So we are using these very same women to tell their stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great time.
Thank you so
and
much. Yes.
Thank you so much for actually organizing this. I am a big fan and I love it and I love it here. And we hope to see more of these in the future.
Sure, we just pray that we get more sponsorship, more organizations, the corporate sector should
yeah.
fund the next one, right?
Yes,
This
of
is the
course.
inaugural conference, yeah, yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, beautiful people. Now we cannot talk about women that are representing when it comes to stage performances and authentic music without mentioning the name Maggie Katram. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I am doing all right.
Thank you.
Women in Arts Conference. How important are these spaces to us as women in arts?
Well, I think we get to see the powerhouse that we have, which is now being recognized. And just being me in my own space, I think sometimes I might not get that chance to network and meet these beautiful and inspiring women. So this is a very good initiative, and I vouch for it.
Yeah. Women are not well represented when it comes to every other industry, we can say, and arts is not an exception when it comes to
Exactly.
it. How best are you navigating through it to make sure that you're still putting out the best work that you can serve people out there?
Well, you just have to be persistent to
Yeah.
begin with, and also trust your guts, and just believe, have the faith. Like with time, it takes time actually for something to really be accepted and people to fully adapt. So be authentic in whatever you do, and you'll always find your people. It might frustrate you, but be patient with it, because patience is all you need to actually like move on. Yeah. So I feel like that's what we all need, and we also need each other to actually bring the whole thing up there and people to see us more rather than being more isolated. So with whatever we have, the small gifts we have, they are very powerful even when they come together as a collective. So I feel like that's what I can say about that. Yeah.
All right, girl, from your experience firsthand, what would you highlight as the challenges that you've encountered? And you look at those challenges and you're like, these challenges are actually here because I'm a woman in this industry.
Well, for me, it has been maybe the isolation, as I was saying, like there's some subtle division that happen and goes on, which we can work on. It's not something that should actually like hinder us to actually grow. So if we actually accept more and come together and know that we can work together and also independently exist, we'll be able to actually prevail. So that division in the spaces, in the art spaces, would actually also affect, most especially, let's say, people who are upcoming, would affect them to say, okay, who can I trust? Who can I work with? Because they feel like they can't work with this person, they can't work with that person. But if the people who are influencers who started then already have that bond, it's very easy for us to come in the space and we feel safe and not feeling like we have to make a choice who to work with and not to work with. We're just there working with love and working together and accepting that we are people, we have weaknesses, we'll encounter these challenges, but if we confront them and also address them regardless of just trying to run away from them, then we'll be able to actually find a solution.
Real quick, in the next 5 years, what change would you want to see in your music industry when it comes to women?
Women.
Yes.
So I would love to see more women playing instruments. Like not just playing them like average playing, because that's what I tell myself.
Like proper jazz man type of thing.
Like we can also be session artists for other musicians. Not just bubblegum music.
True.
But it should be something that is authentic, something that is tangible, that people would recognize and appreciate and say that this is top-notch material. So whatever we do, even as we're performing, singing, we can also put the same effort in everything else, being how we play, being how we make different kind of craft that we are working on. So,
All right, girl. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I know you're about to get ready for your set. We wish you all the best. And I can't wait. I love seeing you and watching you perform. So I know I'm about to have a great time. So yeah, all the best, girl.
Thank you. See you around.
See you. Maggie Katram, ladies and gentlemen, just telling us some of the highlights of her experience as an artist, a female artist in the country, as well as the change she would want to see in the industry. It's the Women in Arts Conference 2026, and we're here at Pearl Convention Center in Lilongwe, Area 15. And we're just here talking everything women in arts. There is more to it. We have filmmakers here, we have musicians here, we have fashion designers here, we have everybody that does something in the arts industry. All you have to do is stay with me because we're about to have more conversations here. Let's go. All right, beautiful people. I am with the talented poet, Wanga. Girl, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Good to see
Awesome.
you.
Good to see you. You look stunning.
So do you.
Thank you.
Girl, we're here at the Women in Arts 2026 conference. As a poet, how important are spaces like this to you?
I think spaces like this are extremely important, especially in Malawi, which is a society that I think historically we're quite traditional in the way that we do things.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know that as an artist, a female artist, there's spaces that cater for you and spaces that celebrate you outside of just a large group, because when you look at it, most artists that are well known are male. So it's nice to know that even the female artists get to be celebrated in their own spaces.
You know, in Malawi, when we speak of poetry and someone would ask someone, that I'm a poet, off their head, they're probably gonna mention 5 male names. True. From the word go, no female name whatsoever. Male dominated as it is, how has your journey been like as a female poet navigating through that?
I think I've been very lucky. Like, I have to admit that I've been quite privileged, that navigating poetry as a woman hasn't been extremely difficult for me, but I understand that that's from a point of privilege, that I've met people in the industry that have been very helpful, extremely supportive. Every time I'm like, I want to share my work, they're always open to listening to my work. And also being in a space, Story Club FM does a lot of art. I mean, like, it's an arts hub, an art space. So being in a place like that as well, I'm constantly supported, that it feels, sometimes I will forget that it's not something that every woman gets to experience in the art space. So, it has been quite kind.
Quite kind.
Yeah.
All right, how challenging is it though? What are the challenges that you could point out and say, hey, poetry in Malawi, yo, especially for me as a woman?
Yeah. I think it's the stereotypes that people tend to have of what the female poets write about. The assumption is, if you're a woman, what you're going to write about is the struggle of being a woman. So, I'm going to say
womanhood.
And the assumption that you hate men for some reason, doesn't mean because I want equal footing, I despise you.
Don't they make us hate them?
And that's the thing. It's the fact that you assume that me talking about my struggles automatically means I want you to struggle too, just points out the fact that it means you do treat women some type of way. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't think that them wanting to be the same as you is a bad thing. You wouldn't think that them wanting to be treated with the same amount of respect means your respect should be taken away. So there's that, and also the fact that as a woman, there's certain people that want to exploit people. Like, you can come onto the stage, but for exchange of certain things. So you tend to be very cautious when it comes to interacting with people in the industry, because you're like, I don't know if you're doing this from a good space or not.
So if we're talking change, what kind of change would you want to see if we would come back at the Women in Art 2030? What conversations would you want us to have then? What kind of change would you want us to see then?
I would love to see, there's that Joy Nat who does his Made on Monday. I would love to see at least 2 female artists on that list every week. Because there's arts, they do get there, but not as much. I would love to see more female artists making music, because we have a lot of brilliant vocalists, but I don't get to hear about them as much. So I'd love to see more of that. I think with female poets, I see a lot more of them, and I would love to see more.
More, yeah.
And I'm glad that I see a lot.
Yeah, there's
but
always
I
a higher
also-
place to get to.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I would love to see more. So, and visual artists as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good that we're definitely kicking it. I mean, have you seen the paintings in this room?
And have you been to Caliso Art Gallery?
Girl.
Owned by a female.
A female, yeah.
And it's
Eve,
a
I mean,
brilliant
she's doing
place.
the most.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So
all right,
more
girl.
of that.
Girl, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
for having this conversation with me.
Thank you for having me.
Please go enjoy the rest of the conference. I'm sure we're gonna have conversation and meaningful networks. Must I teach you everything? Meet new
I'm ready.
people.
I'm ready. Let me go say hi. Let me go do the thing.
Go do the thing. All right,
Thank
thank you,
you.
girl. Alrighty, and that's about it. The Women in Arts Conference 2026. We're leaving no stone unturned. We're having all these conversations, talking about everything that is happening here, the issues that female artists, female poets, female fashion designers are facing in our country. We're just bringing everything on the table, and we're just also having a great time. I hope you are with me, because please, stay with me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now with the fashion goddess herself, Lily Afonso. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Great. The Women in Arts 2026, how important are these spaces to us women in the art industry?
Well, it's very important because this is a platform that we can be heard and also understand how other creatives are doing and how we can partner and work together and make sure that all the systems and policies are in order.
You've been in the fashion industry for a long time. What can you highlight as some of the challenges that specifically kind of like are poured out to women, and how have you been navigating through it to still be standing tall as you are today?
Well, in the first place, people didn't understand how fashion is important and why we all need fashion. But Malawi was looking at fashion as an entertainment.
Yes.
So I had to stand grounded so that I make sure that I'm inspiring, I'm motivating, I'm supporting, I'm educating, and I'm also transferring skills to the next generation. So it's not an easy thing that we just do like there, but it has to understand what you're doing it for and understand who are you targeting to make sure. So I can tell you that my journey started in 2015 when I started seeing that there's a gap where fashion designers are not even coming out, and I decided to come up with a 100-year plan. So these platforms are also giving us a platform to share what our visions are, so people must understand how important and how much we are contributing to the economy and what kind of systems do we need government to assist us.
I'm sure in the industry you interact with a lot of fashion designers as well, women specifically. What kind of change would you want to see if we would meet again next year, or maybe in the next 5-10 years, especially in the fashion industry?
What kind of
change would you want to see?
First of all, I want Malawians to start supporting so much about what fashion is all about, and also we must be selfish to start actually protecting what our styles are, and also focusing on designers to make sure that they're designing styles that are centered about Malawi, and also making sure that people before they travel outside Malawi, they are wearing 100% made in and designed in Malawi. That way we are sharing our culture and information, our stories, and also etc. etc. But not only that, Malawi has to start also locking up the fashion, the production itself, so that we can create more jobs, as well as also bring in a lot of forex for the products that we are producing. So we are looking forward to see next year that whatever we share now, that people start putting in place and see how much we can put, that we can grow together.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Drum, ladies and gentlemen.
See you around.
See you.
Oh, and the mic.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want me to go with it. I can disappear with it on stage. Thank you.
So cinema, because this thing is
Yeah, it's so loud. Outro. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap. That's all we had time for in today's edition of the Art Beat. Today we were at the 2026 Women in Arts Conference. We've had a chat with women, we've had a chat with policymakers, and many thanks to the Department of Arts for bringing all this together with UNESCO, in partnership with UNESCO, of course. We love to see it. We love to see more of these conferences because these are the conferences that bring change in the industry as well as in the country. My name is Chisomo Nyorinda. A big shout out to my camera girl today, Linus Medson. Until next time, stay creative.